I'm not too fond of action games, so I tend to ignore them since they're just not my style. However, the next game was chosen due to it being on Square Enix lineup for their upcoming concert, despite it being an action game. With that being the only reason I decided to play the game, little did I know that it would be such an emotional experience. On April 3rd, I completed Nier Automata. I wasn't expecting too much going into this game, nor did I know much about it, despite it being praised by many fans, though the reasons may vary. It was quite a surprise that I enjoyed some of it, not for the fast-paced combat, but for everything else that it offered. The music did such an excellent job amplifying the intensity of battles and scenarios, while also providing relaxing tracks in non-combat areas. The side quests were also a pleasant surprise, as not only did they offer weapons, abilities, and upgrades, but very interesting scenarios that I've never seen before. Some of my favorite side quests were the Resistance Disappearance, the Manager's Request, and 11B's Memento. They're nothing major, but the scenarios had such a pensive sadness to them that I've never really experienced on a side quest, let alone for a game, and that set the mood for the world really well. There's also some heartwarming ones like the requests Operator 60 and 210 give you. And the overall story was interesting enough for me to want to continue the game, as much as I didn't want to because of the gameplay. 2B's combat was fast, but it wasn't engaging for me to find it fun. I was just repeating the same combos and dodging when I could, and while it was fun experimenting with weapons, I just increased my attack with chips and just started going haywire on the enemy once I found my set. 9S was the worst of it, but that doesn't mean I found his storyline boring, just the hacking segments. In fact, his story was the one I was looking forward to playing the most. The huge change of character and the struggles he went through was very sad, but I couldn't help but continue. But constantly jumping in and out of the hacking state was so grueling that even having max damage and AoE, it still felt like it took forever to get the job done. I've played my share of top-down twin-stick shooters, so it's nothing challenging either. A2 was an extension of 2B's gameplay, so nothing major there besides removing limiters, which is always awesome. So with the combat being mediocre, but the rest of the game being so interesting, I'm left in a situation where I'm not sure what my thoughts are on the game in the end. Do I regret playing this? Not really. But would I feel the same way about the music and characters had I watched the anime instead? Definitely not, as playing the game changes the experience entirely by making you a part of the story. While I do love an enjoyable set of characters, pleasant music, and intriguing story, gameplay still does matter, albeit not being as fun as the other titles. But the game was still immersive and beautiful nonetheless, so I can say it accomplished its goal. Games have the power to tell an amazing story, but can still be fun since, they're meant to be played. They're games. But this is definitely a case of the genre being not for me, so I'll leave this to the fans to enjoy, as I still manage to get my enjoyment out of it in other ways. Thank you so much for watching, and remember, don't forget to save your games. Till next time everyone, take care.